Get out of online arbitrage as soon as possible. If you're doing online arbitrage in Amazon FBA, using Amazon FBA, get out as soon as possible. So I made this comment in the Online Arbitrage Mastery Facebook group, responding to somebody saying the goal has to be to get out of online arbitrage as soon as possible. And since then, since I made that comment, I've had a number of people message me directly, email saying, Kev, you need to expand on this. What do you mean? Is it not a good opportunity anymore? Do I need to just to adjust and focus on something else? And I just wanted to create this video today to clear up the whole idea of me saying, get out of online arbitrage as soon as possible. Because this message has never changed. I've actually been saying this message since the very first time I started talking about online arbitrage on my channel. And that is for you to extract yourself from online arbitrage as soon as possible. The context of the message was to do with the fact that if you were to get suspended in your account, if something was to occur that does something to your business and you're grinding, you're hustling, you're taking action every single day, you're trying to take massive action every day, sourcing, reviewing, purchasing, packing, you're trying to do everything, and then the rug goes from underneath you. What's going to happen is you're going to lose everything. You're going to lose everything that you're building every single day, because that's the only thing that you're doing. So what my comment was all about get out of online arbitrage as soon as possible, get it set up, get it running automatically as much as possible, and then work and focus your energy on doing something alongside scaling this business. Okay, so to explain this in actual actionable steps for you, please allow me to explain what I did in 2015/16, throughout 2016, and then into 2017, and I've been doing this ever since. So online arbitrage, still to this day, at the time of this recording, at the end of 2018, going into 2019, is still a fantastic opportunity. Is it harder? Yes, I've already said that on a previous video. Is there still opportunity? Absolutely. The harder something becomes, the opportunity is still there. There's more people dropping out, there's more people not doing it, there's more people giving up. That gives you opportunity. The business model lends itself to be 100% automated. You use Amazon FBA, they take care of everything in terms of the packing, the shipping to customers, everything, that end. You have the ability to create systems in your business using virtual assistants for your sourcing, your reviewing, your purchasing. You can manage your purchasing. You can do so many things virtually. Yes, Amazon Sell Central account, your repricing, everything can be done virtually over the internet. What I did is I recognized, and you might be in this situation now, that online arbitrage has to be a stepping stone to other things. It doesn't want to be your final destination. It wants to be stepping stones to other things. Okay, so the reality is online arbitrage, the way we see it today at the time of this recording, is a fantastic opportunity. 2020, 21, 22, who knows what the situation may be. Online arbitrage as we see it today may not be in the type of format that you see today, because the reality is, if you're going to quit your job for something like this, if you're going to quit your job, which is what I did, I was an electrical engineer from, I basically got my first class degree in 2014. I graduated from university, became an engineer early 2015. 6 months later, I started Amazon. 6 months later, after starting Amazon, I quit my electrical engineering position. 1 year in the role. But the reality is, at the time, being 25 years old, 26 years old, I've still got 40 years career ahead of me. I've still got 40 years. I've still got my qualifications. I've still got all my degree certificate and everything. But the reality is, Amazon FBA, the way we see it now, is it going to be in the same format in 40 years?
30 years, 20 years, 10 years, 2 years? We don't know. We don't know the answer to that. And there's a fine balance between building your online arbitrage business on the side and you're still doing your full-time job, and that's what you're going to continue doing, and you're just using online arbitrage as a sort of as just an additional income stream. There's no real loss in that. There's no real consequence of something occurring. You could just, yes, okay, you could lose money, you could have money in stock. I totally get all that. You can have your Amazon account shut down and it's still going to hurt you, but the reality is you've still got a job, right? When you quit your job, when you start to maybe go into a prep service, or you start to have virtual assistants, you start to have a warehouse, and all these things that make it a little bit more of a serious commitment, a bit more of a consequence if things go wrong. You don't know where you're going to be in 5 years. You don't know where Amazon's going to be in 10 years. It's out of your control. In 10 years' time, Amazon may pull the plug on everybody. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen at this time, but you don't know where the future's going. So what we have to do is we can't see online arbitrage as the same as a full-time job. You can't go from your full-time job, whatever your full-time job is right now, whether you are an engineer, whether you used to work at an accountant, or you used to have a part-time job, or whatever your situation is, you can't see it as a career for you to retire on in 40 years, because it's a business now. It's something that you need to work for yourself. And the reality is, with Amazon being the controlling factor, it's not the same as you or me quitting my job, electrical engineer, to quit my job and become an electrician, where I'm in full control of my own work. I can try getting customers. I can try building my business. I can go across the entire neighborhood and just go on to and knock on all the doors, and it's all in my control. And how much business I get if I was to become an electrical engineer or a self-employed electrician. If you're selling online and you're using Amazon FBA, the reality is, between you and your customer is Amazon, which means it's not like you business to customer. It's really you're doing trading with Amazon. You're supplying Amazon. Amazon are using you. They're leveraging you just as much as you're leveraging them. But then if they don't want you anymore, there's a big difference between them not wanting you and pulling the plug, and you saying, I don't want you, Amazon. They don't care. They've got the whole marketplace. So going back to the whole get out of online arbitrage as soon as possible, I recognized right at the beginning that my career on Amazon is not the same as my career as an electrical engineer. My safe job as an electrical engineer, or your safe job as an accountant, or your safe job as a nurse, or your safe job as a doctor, or whatever your profession is, the idea of it being a safe job, which in reality it's not, by the way, because my job certainly wasn't safe, and we were told it wasn't safe, but that's another story. You've got to see that Amazon are not coming out and saying that your job's under threat, redundancies are coming or anything, but Amazon, they control the blood, the oxygen of your business. So they're giving you the oxygen and you're breathing it all in. If they say, I'm not giving you any more, you are going to die. Your business is going to die. So if you are getting more and more, if you're getting more and more serious about building a business on Amazon, get out of online arbitrage as soon as possible. You as the business owner, get out as soon as possible. I'll explain to you when I started. When I started in the June of 2015, by the August, only 2 months in, really trying to figure out how this business works, 2 months in, I began the process of getting out of online arbitrage. I got my first virtual assistant. When I quit my job, that was it. That was another significant moment for me when I hired a senior assistant to get out of online arbitrage. I knew it because I knew if I had an extra hour of my time, I could focus on building something else. I could focus on building what other business model suits you, whatever takes your fancy, whatever you decide. You know, if you wanted to move on to private label where you've got your own brand, then great. Like, use online arbitrage, get it working, and I understand, and don't misinterpret me when I say get out as soon as possible. I understand that it's difficult. Trust me, I know it's difficult. I sit here today with a business operating for me, virtual assistants working right now, a whole warehouse working for me right now. And it's been 3 years of blood, sweat and tears. I've only just turned 30. I've got some grey hairs on my head. That is because I've gone through the blood, sweat and tears, the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifice, no weekends, no money, all these things. I've done all that. And I understand how difficult it is. But you have to put yourself in a position where you control the destiny of your life, where you control the situation of your career, your business. And the only way you can do that is if you systemize. Now, I'll give you a quick example. We were going into Q1 of 2016. Our sales were roughly about £30,000 to £40,000 at that time per month. And I started to use some of that capital. Of course, that's not profit. That's just total revenue. I started to use some of that money to hire an assistant for, at the time, 2 hours a day. It was costing me literally about £200 a week, £200 a month, sorry, to have an assistant help me. Out of that £30,000 total revenue, you know, I was getting back maybe £20,000 to £23,000 back to me. I was using, you know, £200 of that to start getting my time back. And that is when everything started to fall into place. Everything started to start compounding. It was the first seeds of compounding of business models. It was the first seed of compounding resources, leverage. Because what happened was, it allowed me to start planting the seeds of Life Success Engineer. That is now one of my biggest focuses. You know, we've been able to build a business off the back end of Life Success Engineer. That's now a 5-figure a month business at the time of this recording, just from that initial investment in the business of restricting myself. And this is the great time of year where you're now reaping rewards from, hopefully, your Amazon business. You're now going into Q4 with increased sales. You're now going into Q4 with everything that you've learned. You're starting to reap the rewards. And if you're just getting started, it's a fantastic time to get started because you don't know any worse. Now you're going to go off the back end of Q4, going into a new year with options. With you through your own blood, sweat and tears, you've put yourself in a position where you can look to spend £200 in the next month, in January. You can allocate, okay, I'm going to put £300 into this in January to get some type of return on investment. Not just money, but also time. You could get time, which is the most valuable thing. You know, I got my time back in January of 2016. I didn't just quit my job and get 8 hours per day back. Plus, I also then, with those 8 hours, I also then started to work with my virtual assistant manager, who's now my operations manager to this day. You know, 2.5 years later, 3 years later, he's still working with me today. And the amount of investment, the amount of maturity, the amount of back and forth, the failures, the struggle, the setbacks, the not understanding is now benefiting that I can record a video today without my laptop is just exporting the reseller show, which you should definitely check out. But with the confidence that I've got a team now working for me, which is allowing me to work on something else, which no longer has just Amazon there, because I know what that feels like, just Amazon controlling everything, and they hit the rug from under you, because I've experienced that. I went through a suspension of my own. I understand how that feels. That was the first initial. I'm just so fortunate. I'm just so thankful that in the September of 2017, when I was suspended, at the time, not knowing whether I'm going to get my account back or not. I mean, I went to work, and I was there, and I was ready, and I was conditioned enough to believe that I could make it happen and resolve the situation. But remember, up until that point, a year and a half had passed of me doing solid work from January 2016 of extracting myself from the business. At that point, I was no longer purchasing. We was in a warehouse. I'd already started creating videos for Life Success Engineer. I'd already started to plant the seeds of trying to help people and trying to share my story, share my journey with my tips and strategies. You know, I'd already gone a year and a half of planting a solid foundation there, trying to support and trying to create other businesses, and that ended up going into the prep service, and that ended up, and that was not my intention of January 2016 to go, oh, I'm starting a prep service. No, never even thought about it at that point. So to clear up the whole conversation about getting out of online arbitrage, I believe you already know this. I believe that you're already priming yourself to make that leap. And what I want to do is I'm going to create another video that comes after this one. As I record this and as I publish this, it'll be tomorrow's video, where I'm going to share with you how you can start to scale online arbitrage with zero investment. So that's going to be coming up. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. This is Kev here from LifeSuccessEngineer.com. If you ever want to get started, link in the description below is the best free online arbitrage mastery course. Absolute best out there, free, over 40, 50 lessons, get you started. Going into 2019, start putting some of your money to the test, or some money into the investment. Start getting out of online arbitrage. I'll have the video that comes up here that allows you to, how you can scale online arbitrage with zero investment. This is Kev from LifeSuccessEngineer.com, inspiring you every single day to keep taking massive action. Hit that subscribe button.